I had to come live with the video because history is truly in the making. I just drove down from LA. I'm out here in Malibu, and it has been packed all the way here. I mean, long lines of cars in both directions, and motorcycle gangs moving in. So I think it's safe to assume that the people are no longer going to accept bullshit from politicians, and that's all this has been, pure orchestrated bullshit. And there's only so long that you can bullshit people, and the whole thing is backfiring big time right now. I mean, people seem more free than they've ever been, and that's what happens. That's the blessing of somebody trying to take the freedom of the population, is that the people that do wake up value their freedom even more than ever. And that's what we're seeing going on, because the beaches, don't get me wrong, they're always crowded, but not since the lockdown. I mean, this is truly like a normal summer day, or even more busy, I would say. And I haven't even hit the busy parts yet. This is more the Malibu end. I'm going up to Topanga Canyon Beach to meet up with some people. But I've been smiles all the way here. It is really been one of the best days of my life, because my whole life has been watching freedom slowly dwindle. The totalitarian tiptoe has only gone in one direction against the people. And, now that they're on to the totalitarian march, with the way people have been rolling over my whole lifetime so far, I was assuming that it was just going to be the end of humanity here, because there didn't seem to be any fight left in anybody, and everybody just gave up their right to life, and they're just going to be dictated to by really insane agendas that are complete pseudoscience, that have been proven fraud. I said since the day this outbroke that it was a fraud. So how come I knew better and nobody else knew better, that's a politician and looking out for the public interest and all this other nonsense and, do-gooder bullshit? It's all a lie. It's all an illusion. The best person to run a person's life is, drum roll, you guessed it, the person themselves. The minute you start running a person's life by bureaucracy, that is the definition of insanity by any measure, okay? The individual has to be in charge of their own lives. And this is why human beings know how to be human. They don't need a permission slip. They don't need government guidance to tell them how to go to the beach, how to take care of their health, how to be with their family. Just look at this. Does it look like anybody gives a shit what Garcetti and Newsom and the other criminals have to say? Of course not, because people have woken up to the agenda, and here it is backfiring on you sorry asses. This is what happens when you stir a sleeping giant, because the American people, I know they have fight in their heart, because I was born and raised here. So how could I have so much fight in my heart and other people are just cowards? I didn't think so. Sometimes I believed it myself with what I've witnessed over these last, especially 20 years. But here we are, seeing that the blood of the people runs through their land and into their hearts. And this is a mighty land that produces a mighty people who are not just going to give up their way of life. Look at all this beauty. Why should we? Who's in charge of this besides the creator of life? I mean, this is epic beauty that none of us are capable. Look at that ocean. Did you carve that out? Did you carve that out, Newsom or Garcetti? What did you have to do with the seeds that created all this life? Not a thing. So stay out of the circle of life. It's none of your business. It's between each living thing and the creator of life directly. We don't need a bureaucracy. Politicians, the individual monitors their own relationship within. And that's the end of the story. That's how simple this shit is, versus all these complex lies and nonsense and never-ending, concessions people have to make for the simple right to live their own life and just, raise their family how they choose. And we don't want to be vaccinated, numbered, monitored, tracked, or any of the other bullshit. We'll let you know if we need something. That's how government works. You don't get to tell anybody shit. A suggestion is the most that one man can offer another. So let's get that straight, because humanity is getting it straight, whether the politicians like it or not. And we're over here, Pepperdine University. We're in Malibu. I mean, this is just unbelievable beauty. I mean, it just lifts your soul. I've been driving through the mountains to get here, and you come out and you're looking at the ocean and you're getting all this fresh air. One of the keys to life. And we're going right about an hour or two before sundown here, and we're gonna do some sun gazing, martial arts, tai chi, qigong, and just cultivate some of that beautiful life force energy and let that energy flow. I mean, just look at people. This is what it takes to be happy. We have to be a part of nature. We have to get out, picnic, walk on the beach. It's not, optional. It will make you sick when you leave the circle of life, because that's what we're here for. We are here to be a part of the circle of life. And we are here as the caretakers of the Creator's garden. And the caretakers, when they go on lockdown, the Creator's garden goes untended. And that's unacceptable, because at that point, we're denying ourselves our own purpose. And when you deny yourself your own purpose, it is you that is going to suffer. And because you're going to have to watch all the beauty of this world get torn apart by agendas and just nonsense. I mean, just look at all this natural beauty. How could anybody believe that some agenda is in charge of this? This is the majestic. This is the Creator of life's fingertips all over this. This has nothing to do with just human beings. I mean, of course, we created all these buildings and we're the ones that caretake this garden, but the very substance of life I'm speaking of, that is what is beyond our grasp. That is what is beyond our intelligence. And the first rule of being intelligent is actually to be able to acknowledge greater intelligence. And if you can't acknowledge the Creator of life as a greater intelligence than you, you're not a very intelligent person, because this is made in perfect harmony. There is order to it all. It's exact mathematics. It's objective. It's always true. The laws of nature never change. They're exactly fair. They're exactly balanced. And it's only human beings upsetting the balance because we refuse our role as part of the circle of life. And, really, it starts with freedom, because without freedom, there is no truth, there is no love, there is no beauty, there is no humanity. You cannot make a moral decision if you can't make a decision. The whole idea of morality is you choose yes or no, and the moral decision is the one you pick, or maybe the immoral one if you didn't consider your own heart. And if you consider your own heart and you're content, the beautiful thing about this universe is that it's not going to offend anybody else in the real sense of interfering with their life. Maybe in the modern sense where you can whisper the wrong word and somebody can offend you. But I'm talking about the right of your life to live by consent in a life of your own choosing. There's nobody that you can offend in a real spiritual way by simply being yourself. That's it. And if you're going to get other human beings involved, get their consent. And then you don't have any transgressions that you can make. Every living thing, you have to respect the life of it. And that's the only rules for us being alive. And everything else, you're free to do. No victim, no crime. There's no victims here. It's people enjoying life. As a matter of fact, this is people who quit being victims because somebody breaking the law and natural law, the constitutional law, and telling you to stay in your home is actually committing an immoral act. So the most moral And same thing you can do to people that commit immoral acts is by refusing to go along with it and instead, I'm sorry, asserting your own morality. So I'm all talked out apparently, so I'm just gonna, run the video a little bit longer so you could see this turn here, because it is quite scenic as best as you could see it from a car. I know it's not the greatest perspective, but nevertheless, you're seeing car after car after car, and you're seeing the ocean in the background here. It is truly, it feels like humanity is rising, and it feels like we're back to life again. I mean, this is the first day that I can say I felt like I was alive amongst human beings. I'm always alive myself, but this is the first day that I've been among human beings since March 13th, Friday the 13th, when this whole bullshit began. So it's great to see, and maybe even longer when you consider what I brought out earlier in this video. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. There's going to be more videos to come today, because this is truly history in the making, and I want to bring it all to you as live as I possibly can. So thank you once again. Have a great day.